Hey, everybody, and welcome to the workshop for the spring issue of Flow. This theme is all about space. So today's class will explore space in a lot of different ways through yoga and writing and just being in the space that you're in. I have my friend Carlos with me here today, so he'll be practicing with us. And he's in Brussels right now, Brussels, Belgium. So we've got to keep in touch throughout the pandemic and talking about space. There's a lot of space in between us, but doesn't feel like that all the time. So pretty cool. Welcome, Carlos.
Thank you. Hello.
All right, so let's go ahead and start. We will begin actually with some yoga today. So we'll do a little meditation and yoga practice. You can be sitting in a chair for the whole yoga practice if you want, or you can sit down on your mat or even just the ground in your space. So that will be how we start the practice, about 20 minutes or so of gentle yoga. And then we'll move directly into a writing practice where we'll do a couple of writing prompts about space. And I'll be exploring a little bit with playing some music during the writing time as kind of a cue that we're writing now. So you'll experience that as we move into the writing part of class. Really glad that you could show up today and be a part of the workshop. I hope that you enjoyed the zine. It's been a really fun project for me as a way of sharing my writing, sharing other writing and friends' art and whatnot. So thank you so much for supporting that and being a part of it. So let's go ahead and hop into the yoga practice. Uh, I'll actually invite you all to take the first little bit of this time to either sit and look around your space or actually physically walk around your space for this first little bit of the practice. So I'm going to get up, I'm going to stand up and actually walk around my space. So this is sort of a way of getting into your body and kind of feeling into being in your space. And you can really walk at any pace that you want. You can walk forwards or you can walk backwards, just being mindful of what's in your space. You can look down or you can look up or to your sides. As you're moving around your space, just noticing your feet touching the ground, the surface, the floor of your space. And notice your body moving through the space that you're in. You're more than welcome to add other movements than just walking. If you want to move your arms or even take any stretches that might feel good. Kind of orienting yourself in the physical space that you're in. And as you move your body, whether you're walking, whether you're sitting, whether you're stretching, it's kind of orienting yourself in the space of your body. So You might even locate the center of your body and imagine your movements coming out from your center. So if you stretch your arms up, thinking from the center out, noticing the fingertips as you do that, maybe even moving the hands, bringing awareness to the space in your fingers, your wrists, your palms. And eventually starting to make your way to a place where you can sit or lie down for a little meditation, a little bit of grounding. So we moved around a bit, whether that was with the eyes moving around your space or physically moving. Just settle in. So you can be seated on a chair, you can be seated on the ground, whatever you prefer. You can also lie down. Sometimes laying down is a nice way to kind of settle into a meditative place. Wherever you are, just noticing what is touching the ground now. And feel free to continue with a little bit of movement if that helps you settle. You might feel your spine start to lengthen up a bit. Let your shoulders soften away from the ears. You feel the sides of your neck lengthen, the front and back of your neck lengthening. Maybe your eyes close. By closing the eyes or softening the eyes, we're shifting our attention to different senses. Maybe you start to notice the sounds within your space. You may even take a breath in through the nose. Notice any aromas in the air, any tastes lingering in the mouth. Let the inside of the mouth soften. Let your tongue relax down to its root. Notice your breathing, slowing down the breath a little bit here. You might even allow your next in-breath to move through your nose. And your out-breath out that same path, out through the nose. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, you might feel that slow flowing gush of air across the throat on your inhale and your exhale. As you slow down the breath, you may then hear the sound of your own breathing. grounded in the body, grounded in the breath. Feeling the support of the earth underneath you, holding your body, supporting the space that your body takes up. For the next couple of breaths, I'll invite you to stretch your arms out into a T, but maybe not a strict T shape. You can let your arms sort of soften and just exploring that support of the space around you. So as we hold the arms up, it requires some strength, but it also can be a receiving gesture. What's supporting you here? The space around you. The space within, feeling your space in your body extend outward, meeting the space around you, meeting the moment. Let's take another breath in here. And gently float the hands down to your sides. They can rest on the ground or on your legs. And let's tip the chin down towards the chest. Just feeling a length across the back of the neck. You're more than welcome to flutter your eyes open when you're ready, if they were closed. And taking in your surroundings with your eyes again. Roll your head to the right, letting your right ear rest towards your right shoulder. And we'll be here for a little bit longer. If you want to take your right hand and wrap it onto your left ear for a little extra weight and assist, that might feel nice. And maybe you even walk your left hand a little away from your body. More stretch along the side of the neck if you want it. While we're here, it might feel interesting to tip the chin down towards the chest a little bit and then lean your head back a little bit. Just this kind of slight adjustment and movement of your head, tipping in and leaning back. Slowly release back through the center and tip your head to the other side. Moving slow. If you want to take the left hand onto your right ear, you can. Maybe even stretch the right hand a little farther away from you. And maybe even explore those little micro movements. Head drops down a little bit and lifts back up, leaning back. And we gently bring the head back through the center. Let's bring the chin down again. This time, draw circles with your nose. So just a big circle here with the neck, finding that full range of motion. And that will be different for everybody. So just exploring your range of motion. It also depends on the time of day. Just acknowledging your time. What time is it in your day? What have you done already today that might be affecting this range of motion? Being patient with yourself, being adaptable to your situation, this moment. We'll circle in the other direction. Couple big circles here. Feeling that spacious quality across the front of the throat as you lift the chin up. Let's gently meet back in the center. Lifting up through the top of the head, breathing in and breathing out. Let's lean over to the right, so the right hand can come to the ground or the side of your chair. Gently leaning over and stretch your left arm up and maybe bring the hand behind your head. So sometimes just encouraging that little bit of a lean back into the hand can feel nice. Maybe even crawl your grounded hand farther away from you to sink in. And again, here it might feel nice to find some little bits of movement, tipping down as you exhale, curling open as you inhale, any amount. In the next breath or two, slowly make your way back up through the center. There's no rush. You're more than welcome to stay for longer. Move to the other side when you're ready, bringing the left hand down, right arm up, and maybe behind the head. It's a nice side body stretch here. Maybe you lean back into the hand. And you can find that little bit of a rolling down and curling open if it feels good for you. Breathing. When you're ready, slowly come back up through the center. Take your time. Release your hands. Let's unweight the spine from here. So if you are sitting on the ground, you can take your hands or your fists next to your hips. If you're sitting in a chair, you can do the same, hands on the chair, and just press your hands or fists down and lift your hips up. Feel that space and lengthen the spine, and then place your hips back down. You can do that again if it feels good, but just thinking about kind of releasing the spine, regrounding, and maybe even switching the cross of your legs if you're sitting on the ground. Just finding some length here again. Let's bring the right arm up alongside the ear, and then bend the elbow so the hand falls behind the head or the upper back. You can take your left hand and bring it overhead and gently hug your arm in towards your head. This is a good place to be. If you want to add another layer, you could bring your left hand behind you and let your hand crawl up towards your right hand back behind you. That adds an extra stretch in the left shoulder. And yeah, you decide where you want to be. Wherever you are, thinking about keeping a tall, lifted spine. And maybe even hugging the front ribs in a little bit, keeping that length in the back body. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, slowly release the hands down. And switching sides, left arm comes up when you're ready. Bend your elbow. Right hand can assist from above. or behind. You decide. Just feeling into that space in the back of the arm, space in the side of your body. You might even think about your head leaning back into your arm a bit, keeping some length. One more inhale. And exhale, release the hands slowly. All right. Reaching your arms out into a T. Let's cross the left arm under the right. And you can wrap your hands onto your shoulders here, I like to think about this like a self hug. Or you can wrap your arms more in that eagle shape where you release the hands, wrap the arms, and either bring the backs of the hands together or the left fingertips into your right palm. Yeah. Wherever you are, thinking about the elbows gently pulling away from your body. And maybe even imagine your breath traveling up between the shoulder blades. Another inhale. And exhale, unravel the arms, stretch them out. And right arm comes under the left. And just as anything that we've done already, you can stay somewhere longer. Something is feeling really good to you, feel free to just hang out longer and meet up with us when you're ready. Right arm is under the left. If you'd like, you can wrap your arms. Bring in the right fingertips into your left palm. Let your breath travel up into the space between your shoulder blades, expanding. Exhale the elbows a little away from the body. Let's take another breath in. And exhale, release your arms, stretch them out. And whenever you're ready, bring in the hands back down. So we'll move either onto your back if you're on the ground, or if you're seated in your chair. The next thing we'll do is pull the right knee in towards the chest. So come onto your back if you are on the ground. Let your right knee gently move towards your chest, and you can hold on with your hands if you want, behind the leg or in front of the leg, the shin. And once you're here, you might find a little bit of movement, like rocking your knee side to side, or even bending and straightening the leg a couple times. From here, cross your right ankle over your left thigh to make a little four shape with your leg, so a hip stretch. If you're seated in your chair, your hands can be at the sides of your chair here, and maybe you fold it forward a little bit, maybe not. If you're lying on your back, you can keep your left foot on the ground, or feel free to scoop your legs in towards your chest and interlace hands behind the left thigh, kind of hugging in a little here. Of course, any movement is welcome. If you want to rock a little side to side or roll your ankle. And slowly bring the left foot back down if it was lifted. And let your right foot meet it, 2 feet flat on the ground. Hug your left knee in, gently bringing it in towards the chest. A little bit of movement might feel nice here. Rocking the knee side to side or bending and straightening. And eventually meeting in your figure four. Left ankle over the right thigh. Hip stretch. I always like doing some hip opening before writing, especially if I'm sitting, which I normally am if I'm writing, kind of letting the hips relax, preparing to sit for a little bit of time. You're more than welcome to scoop your legs in towards the chest if you're lying down, or fold forward if you're seated in a chair. Another breath in. And slowly unravel your legs. 2 feet back onto the mat. Just walk the feet out wide and tip the knees together. You can let your hands rest at your sides, or maybe let your hands rest near the center of the body. Maybe a hand over the heart, a hand on the belly. And just feel the movement of your breath here, rise and fall. You might connect with that ujjayi breath again, letting the breath flow over the throat. The throat area in the body is associated with space. The throat chakra, the energy that resides there is often associated with your voice, your truth. It's feeling that balance arrive as you breathe in, breath flows over the throat, and breathe out, cleansing, clearing, exhale. We'll rest here for a couple of minutes. If you would like, you can extend your legs or find any other shape that feels restful to you. Gently let your awareness move into your body. Notice any sounds in your space. Maybe that includes the sound of your breathing. Take any stretches that feel good to you right now. Maybe arms overhead, toes reaching away from fingertips. And gently bringing the knees in towards your chest, making yourself a little smaller for a moment as you roll onto your side. And eventually pressing yourself up into a seat. And feel free to make your way to a place that you want to write in. And we'll move into our first writing prompt, which will be a simple free write. So, free writing whatever comes to mind for the next 5 minutes, just writing what comes up. And I'm going to put that on a whiteboard here along with a little bit of music, and I'll let you know when the 5 minutes is up. minute here. So wrapping up, any thoughts for now? All right, so let's transition to our next prompt. You can continue writing where you left off, of course, but if you want to move on, I'll ask you the question, what did you notice about your space today? What did you notice about your space today? That could include space in time, physical space, or space in your body. We'll write for about 5 minutes on that. another minute wrapping your thought up. All right, you are more than welcome to keep on writing from there or move on to our next prompt, defining space today. How would you define space today? That's a better way to say that. I'll take about 5 minutes there. This can be very concrete or it can be very abstract. You decide. I've seen space defined as the place where everything is lost and found. And I've seen space described as outer space and infinity. And so, how do you define space today? About 5 minutes there. Take about 30 seconds to wrap up your thought here. All right, feel free to keep on going there, or we'll close with one more question. We'll take about 3 minutes and answer, how will you embrace space today? How will you embrace space today? We'll take about 3 minutes. Great. Go ahead and wrap up whatever it is you are writing. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for sharing in this practice. And just a big thank you to everyone who helped make Flow possible, all the collaborators, including Carlos, the artist of Astro Body Yadi. Adi. And yeah, thank you all for being here, and stay tuned for updates on the next issue of Flow and workshop and other events coming up. Thank you so much, and see you next time.